Boy, do I feel old. A concert, some say the greatest concert of all time, was 30 years ago today. 30 years ago today, I walked out on what some call the greatest concert of all time. Good old Cleveland Municipal Stadium, the big beams. Me, charter member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, got to buy tickets ahead of the general public and everyone else. And where did they put us? Behind one of the giant beams. I couldn't see the stage at all. It was so frustrating. I went home, watched it on HBO. It was my first display at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
To the world and how we relate that to our business community to keep the Browns. And I know there'll be a lot of issues, but I think ultimately when this community thinks about it on the first Tuesday of November, I think they will agree that the Cleveland Browns have always been the Cleveland Browns and that they ought to always be the Cleveland Browns.
Well, good luck with that. That's a tough challenge, but look behind us. We're not afraid of tough challenges here.
Ain't no mountain high.
That's right.
That's right. Let's sing it.
Thank you very much. Have a great day. Great rest of the weekend.
And stay with us.
We have much more coming up. Our live coverage of opening weekend at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Museum continues in just a moment. National Air Show also on this weekend. Channel 3's Big Air Show special, 1 o'clock this afternoon, right after our expanded noon news. And that's Neil Young, one of last year's inductees into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The museum is dominating the talk and the news here in Greater Cleveland.
That's right, but there is other news in the area, so we're going to give that to you right now in our Saturday morning World Watch. There will be no more testimony in the O.J. Simpson trial until Tuesday, but the weekend will still be filled with legal maneuvering from both sides. Yesterday, lead defense attorney Johnny Cochran blasted Judge Lanzito's decision to limit what the jury could hear from the Mark Furman tapes. He told Ito the decision was, quote, incoherent. Ito then snapped back, saying if Cochran didn't like the ruling, he could take a walk down the street to the Court of Appeals. NATO airstrikes have ended over Bosnia. In their wake comes new hope for peace. President Clinton says he's cautiously optimistic about next week's scheduled peace talks between Bosnia, Croatia, and Yugoslavia. Mr. Clinton has been keeping an eye on Bosnia from Hawaii, where he is right now participating in ceremonies marking the end of World War II.
Well, I cannot remember a busier weekend in Greater Cleveland. Between the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame opening, the concert tonight, and the air show all weekend, there are just tens of thousands of people crowding into downtown this Labor Day weekend. And with all those people, accidents are bound to happen. We've already seen tragic proof of that in the news today. This morning, Health Watch 3 reporter Donna Terrell shows us how Cleveland EMS workers have prepared.
I know you're playing the ground first, right?
Yeah. With crowds of people expected in downtown Cleveland this weekend, you can expect accidents, so EMS crews are ready.
Channel 3 is right here, so we know what's going on downtown, and then you got Channel 8's here. Channel 8 is what we're all, what our people are in detailed on. And then we also have the 800 megahertz with all the bosses.
This is Command Center, a temporary setup on Mall C next to City Hall. 911 emergencies around the Rock Hall and the air show are dispatched out of here.
We suspect we'll be rather busy. Hopefully nothing will be of a serious nature.
You got a good blood pressure.
Minor emergencies can be solved free of charge at this first aid tent, located across the street from the Rock Hall next to the Coast Guard Center. But critical care units are on hand just in case. So if an emergency develops, how do you get through all these people?
The police are here to help us.
As you probably know, when events end at the air show and the Rock Hall, people tend to come down here to the flats. And when they do, EMS units will be set up here on the East Bank and over on the West. Plus, another unit is on standby at the air show. Although EMS has its bases covered, they're hoping folks will enjoy the spirit of Cleveland with as few emergencies as possible. Donna Terrell, Channel 3 News.
And extra medical crews will be posted at the stadium for tonight's concert. By the way, the Rock Hall and the Air Show are picking up the expenses for all the additional EMS workers.
And I don't know if you've noticed, but we haven't heard any planes landing today. Yesterday when I was watching, they were all over the place.
They must get up
Very
late
quiet.
on a Saturday, I guess. Huh? Sleep in a little.
There's still much more ahead for you on this extended edition of Channel 3 News, including Eileen McShay's weekend forecast.
Stay tuned as Channel 3 News live coverage of Rock Hall weekend continues on Channel 3 News Saturday morning. Don and Phil Everly, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees. Glad we've got the time on this expanded edition of Channel 3 News Saturday morning to bring you some of the people who did their part. They made the music to create the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And with the opening of the Rock Hall, the Air Show, and the big concert tonight at the stadium, Ma Nature has got to do her part, and so far she sure is.
I tell you, we couldn't ask for a more perfect day. It is beautiful out here. Eileen McShay is down at Rock Hall Plaza right now. Eileen, we couldn't have asked you for any better weather. How is it down there? A lot of people. Wow, look at them.
A lot of people, and a lot of people without tickets hoping to get tickets. And I want to take you in on something. This big line just waiting to get in, but I want to show you something else. It's another little show going on here, if you will. We're going to call this one Let's Make a Deal. I want you to talk to somebody. Linda here is from Cleveland. Now, you are the most... Oh, Karen, I'm sorry. You're the most popular girl around here because you have an extra ticket, and everybody wants it.
Yes, they do.
So you have a little dilemma. Are you going to have you made up your mind? I know we have Sean. Actually, Sean has a ticket. We talked to Bob from Pittsburgh. Bob does not yet. We have two people from Massachusetts who wants one. You want one, and you're willing to trade a backstage pass. What are you going to do?
I can't resist. I got to go with the backstage pass because opportunity of a lifetime.
Okay, we understand. Hey, it's rock and roll. Everybody loves it.
Yeah.
But
I love rock and roll.
So you enjoyed.
I was here for the groundbreaking. I was here for the topping off. I was really upset I didn't get my charter membership because there was a deadline, July 15th. They did not announce it. But I've been involved.
Okay, well, you enjoy yourself, especially now somebody else, we're still working on the tickets. At least we got one there for Sean from Pittsburgh. These guys are from Massachusetts. Actually, I looked at you. This is Jesse James and his brother Galen. I looked at you and thought, whoa, is that somebody I need to talk to? You actually are in a band, but you're one of the future stars of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Your band is
Strutter. Yeah, we leave for a tour out of here Wednesday from Akron. We're leaving for a down south tour.
And I think it's interesting that you two are brothers because, Galen, you're so conservative and he's kind of wild. You know rock and roll in your blood?
No.
Not at all.
I just clocked it.
Oh, okay.
He's a big collector.
Well, you guys really want to get in there, but of course they're in that line of tickets, and you were in the Let's Make a Deal, but had nothing to offer for that ticket, I guess.
Yeah, no, I heard that little backstage deal, and can't really beat that, I guess.
No, not even a performance. You couldn't perform for them.
Are you ready to rock?
Oh, well, thanks, guys. I hope you get a ticket. All right, at least there's a show going on out here. This is the first welcome for the people in line, and I have to tell you, the line winds all the way around the plaza, and then some of the people behind me just hoping somebody has an extra ticket, or maybe they could find one somewhere, but a lot of people trying to get inside that building right there, and they're picking a gorgeous day to be. Hey, if you're going to be out on the plaza, at least it's not raining. It will be very pleasant through this afternoon, even tomorrow, and yes, even Labor Day. Take a look at instant Doppler 3 radar. We're not seeing anything in the way of rain, and we won't most likely until late Labor Day, and it's only a slight possibility. High temperatures reaching the lower 70s today. That's below normal, but very nice. Our low this morning dipped to 54. Even parts of the area went into the 40s. Normally 58 would be our low. 101 was the record high in 1953, and 45 the record low in 1970. The sun will rise at 6:54 and sets at 7:59. 62 and beautiful down here on the plaza, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. 78% humidity, barometric pressure 30.13 and holding steady. The winds are southwest and light. 62 downtown here. Akron and Canton still hanging in the 50s, and Youngstown trying just to creep into the mid-50s, 60s in southern Ohio. And we're looking for just a gorgeous day. I think we're going to hear some live music here too. Looks pretty good. Our boating forecast, well, one thing you're going to have to keep in mind, there's a good possibility that we're going to see some water spouts out there on the lake today, so do be careful if you're boating. Winds changing from north to northwest, 5 to 15 knots, wave heights 1 to 3 feet, 78 degrees, that water temperature. Today we're looking for a mix of clouds and sunshine, very pleasant with highs in the lower 70s, and it looks like tonight, if you're lucky enough to get the ticket, not necessarily the one here today, the Hall of Fame, but the Hall of Fame concert forecast looks great. Mostly clear and cool with lows staying in the 50s overnight. And then tomorrow, partly cloudy, slightly warmer, very nice again. Highs in the upper 70s. The next few days looks like more sunshine. By Monday, Labor Day, only a very, very slight chance of late afternoon shower. Otherwise, temperatures climbing from the upper 70s back to the 80s by Tuesday and Wednesday. And of course, just gorgeous here, the kind of weather that we could only hope for, and it is here. And now, Jeff and Kate, the latest I'm seeing here, hey, I do see an umbrella, but it's to block out the sun. But everybody's forming their line and just getting ready, hoping to be that first person in the door, first member of the public going inside the Hall of Fame.
Boy, that'll be quite an honor, won't it, to be the first? Now, do you have your top 5 list of all-time favorite rock and roll songs, Eileen?
I certainly do, and I think when people, they'll know who my all-time favorite is, and I'll give you a hint, he's in town this weekend.
Yeah, the boss.
Yes.
Are you going to go visit him tonight, Eileen?
Since 9th grade, I have been a fan.
Yeah, his top 2 choices, Bruce Springsteen.
Yes, Bruce Springsteen. Actually, he's in there 3 times. Little Van Morrison and, of course, some Janis Joplin. You have to like Janis.
Good selections. I like them all, too. Thanks.
Well, Mother Nature must agree with you, Eileen, because she is certainly cooperating. She's a real rocker at heart,
Gotta be.
Well, Cleveland struck it rich by getting the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and maybe you struck it rich last night with the winning Ohio lottery numbers. Let's take a look at last night's winning numbers. The pick 3 numbers were 4, 3, 4. 1, 0, 3, 7 were the winning pick 4 digits, and the Buckeye 5 numbers 2, 8, 11, 26, and 35.
Oh, everybody in Greater Cleveland is a winner this weekend.
That's right.
Time to take another break from Channel 3 News Saturday morning. Florence Ballard, Mary Wilson, the Original Supremes. Having a good time today? Hope so. Glad you could spend part of your Saturday morning with us this very special Saturday morning. The new Rock Hall is just one element of a changing, growing downtown Cleveland. Next year, as the city celebrates its bicentennial, a new rapid transit line is going to be tying all the city's major attractions together. It may not look like much now, but this time next year, the new RTA waterfront line will roll past downtown's busiest attractions. Come on aboard.
Come on, baby, let the good times roll.
An extension of the existing blue and green lines, the waterfront rapid will start at Tower City. It'll make 2 stops in the flats before hitting the 3rd station near Cleveland Stadium. The Rock Hall is stop number 4, and it winds up with stop 5 near East 9th Street.
Our current passengers can use this service to ride all the way down to the Muni parking lot and back, and all of the places in between. So it's really a full-service transit line.
But the waterfront line will be more than a way to shuttle commuters. City leaders have designed this line with the tourist in mind. RTA hopes to play a key role in the changing face of the waterfront and to capitalize on the progress of downtown Cleveland.
This particular line wouldn't have happened if Tower City hadn't happened, if the stadium hadn't happened, with Gateway, the whole Gateway complex, and now the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
The waterfront line carries a price tag of right around $50 million. It's expected to carry 1 million passengers a year.
Wow. Well, there was only one thing missing this weekend here in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea?
I sure do.
Those awesome Indians, they were on the road last night in Detroit, and they just rolled over those Tigers.
Boy, it was batting practice in the Motor City last night, and the high school football season's finally underway. Jim Donovan has all of that and more in our Saturday morning sports report.
Hi, everybody. The Indians spotted the Detroit Tigers a 4-0 lead last night, but They scored 14 after that, and they win their 9th game in a row. We go to Tiger Stadium, and the game seen right here on Channel 3. And Jim Thome brought them back in the 4th inning with home run number 22 in the year. And look at where Thome put it. Upper deck, right center field. Indians on the board, 4-1. Manny Ramirez kept them going. Still in the 4th. Base hit, scores a run, 4-2. And then after that, Sandy Alomar, 7th home run of the season. Wow, he got it all. Deep left center field. Indians now lead 5-4. Now Detroit's done. They're not going to score anymore as Charlie Nagy and then the Indians bullpen shut them down. Eddie Murray with a ground ball that Scott Fletcher makes a good attempt to keep it in the infield, but another run scores to make it 6-4. And then Albert Bell, 2nd grand slam of the season, home run number 34 in the year. As big a power surge as we have seen of late from Bell, and the Indians roll to a 10-run win, 14-4. Now the magic number goes like this. For the Indians to clinch the Central Division, the magic number is down to 8. Congratulations to Bell. He's named the American League Player of the Month for the month of August. It's high school football time, the feature game, the big game last night on week number 1, St. Ignatius and Euclid. And for the report, here's Ron Yachts.
This matchup has a pretty talented alumni group. Euclid's Pepe Pearson, Eric Golston, and Juan Porter of St. Ignatius. They're all now Buckeyes, but tonight they were all back home. After a scoreless first quarter, St. Ignatius return man Ben Cook provided the spark. The Wildcat Junior breaks outside. He'll go 37 yards. Ignatius with the ball on the Euclid 5. They scored 4 plays later. It was 6-0 at halftime. So after Euclid held St. Ignatius to just 86 yards in offense in that first half, the Wildcats started the second half with a 69-yard drive. Here's the touchdown, a 10-play drive capped by this. Jeff Pantek to Drew Haddad, 13-0 St. Ignatius. It stayed that way until 9 minutes left in the game. Then this, Pantek to pass, and what a pass. Matt Bunsey wide open and gone. 78 yards. Pantek, 7 of 15 for 177 yards. Ignatius with the 20-0 lead. Tailback Ramani Parker, he finished 135 yards rushing, and his Wildcats win in a game closer than the final. 27-zip over Euclid. In Euclid, Ron Yance, Channel 3 Sports.
Thanks, Ron. Lakewood gets a win last night on their opening night on the road at Finney Stadium. We take a check on the Mid-Park Meteors, who are ready to play in this one, but Lakewood's defense was really ready to play. Although Justin Sopko will find his man right here, Brian Leachuk. He makes the catch, and Mid-Park's on the move. Every time they tried to move, Lakewood had the answer. Ryan Rustad with the pickoff, and the Rangers are victorious in this one, 27-13. Now Strongsville taking on the Valley Forge Patriots. And yes, the Mustangs have the fever. And they also have the great defense. Brian Graziani with the stuff right there and knocks him down. And Strongsville will be a shutout winner as they'll come up with the quarterback sack here. They win easily at home, 28-0. Now the rest of the high school football scores for you on week number 1.
And of course, Jim will be at the air show all day, broadcasting live at 1 o'clock with Del Donahue and Eileen, who is with us today. She's very busy.
Right. She's over there at the plaza in front of the Rock Hall, where people are filing in now to visit. Eileen?
Yes, it was official at 10 o'clock. They said the Cleveland Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum is now open, and the crowd cheered, and the first batch went in. Now, this is a very big crowd, so you can imagine that they can't just open the doors and let everybody file in. They have to have some procedure to this. So what they're doing is everybody has times, and the voice you hear behind me is also somebody who's just organizing everything, letting everybody know at what times what groups can go in. Now, the first group went in. They were the Will Call group. Now, the group gathered behind me, you'll probably see a lot of black T-shirts in there. They're the members group. They're the official members of the Hall of Fame, so they get to go in second as that part of the group. The rest of the tickets all have times, and that's another very, 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 very long line that goes all the way around the plaza. And of course, Jeff and Kate, that doesn't include the people that don't have tickets that are here hoping somebody has an extra ticket. We did see one person get one, but there's still a few other people out there looking for tickets. So if anybody has any extras, they're waiting here for you. And by the way, an update on that Bob with the wild pants from Pittsburgh. Still no ticket yet, but he did give his ticket to his son. So now one of them can go in, and I guess his son can tell him how nice it is, I guess. That'll work. But what a dad.
Oh, give him your press pass.
Right.
Really,
We got to say, in spite of the crowds over there on the plaza, traffic is moving beautifully around here. So if you're thinking of coming down just to take a look, you could right now. Police are keeping it moving real well.
Yeah, and a great day to walk around, too. There really aren't a lot of people out. All right, time for my top 5 list, right? Drum roll, please. There it is. Now, I've got a lot of Bruce Springsteen, although I only put one song on of his, although Eileen didn't have the same song as I did.
Yeah.
I have kind of an eclectic little list there for you. And one person that I did leave out, Aretha Franklin, I'm feeling very guilty, as you mentioned, Jeff. Natural Woman, one of my favorites. She is a wonderful, wonderful artist, and I feel guilty for leaving her out. I'm sorry, Aretha. I know she's in town somewhere,
Yeah.
so.
We mentioned her, and we would work her in if we were redoing it, right?
That's
I think
right.
mine might change tomorrow, too.
So many choices, it's kind of hard.
That's right.
Well, there's still much more ahead on this expanded edition of Channel 3 News, live from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
And we'll be back live from the Rock Hall in just a moment. Stay with us.
Shores of Lake Erie at the opening of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. A lot of people down here. Beautiful day to be down here.
Perfect.
We are rocking and rolling. And what would the opening of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame be without our very own Del Donahue? And in this week's Del's Folks Feast, he's at one of those friendly diners that were especially popular in the 1950s. And he says he will be served not only a generous portion of food, but also lots of nostalgia.
When I parked the Volkswagen next to this 1957 Chevy outside Annabelle's Diner in Maynor, I had the feeling I'd turned the calendar back 40 years or so. Just the sight of this place inspires many a memory, and that nostalgia, the jukebox, and all the other memorabilia should make the Del's Folks Feast here even more appealing.
I'm in love. I'm all shook up.
Just like on Happy Days. It was like on TV.
You'll notice that the malts and the milkshakes are 1950 diner style, and the kitchen specializes in appropriate home-style comfort food.
We've got a full menu. We have chicken, we have fish, we have hamburgers, cheeseburgers, we got cabbage rolls, we got green peppers, meatloaf. We have anything you like, we have it.
And the best in town, right?
The best in town.
And the regulars here say both the food and the atmosphere of this 50-style diner lifts their spirits.
I'm from the 50s era.
Sure.
And it brings back such wonderful memories. Good food, fun, people. Those were better times in those days, weren't they? More easygoing and not as many problems.
It's a wonderful era, a wonderful period of time.
Those were good years for you.
Absolutely.
These pictures on the wall bring back memories?
Sure do, sure do. The cars, the guitars, all the stars.
And all the other 50s memorabilia.
A lot of it is just odds and ends that people had, people gave us, and garage sales that people were throwing away, a lot of it. The neon, I got different places I was able to pick up different spots. Old neon, a lot of this neon is old, it's not new.
What's the story of that beautiful 57 Chevy out there with the Volkswagen?
That's a 57 Chevy Bel Air that convertible that's been restored. Goes along with the diner concept.
Did you used to do some courting in that?
No, not really. Maybe a 47 Ford or something.
Those are good memories, too.
Right. Exactly.
Now, I think we've reminisced enough, and it's time to appease my appetite. So, Jeanette, would you order the nifty 50 Del's Folks Feast?
Okay, we're going to have the Diner's Super Double Decker, which has made us famous. And we're going to have a nice helping of fries that goes with that sandwich. And also, we're going to have some fresh dipped onion rings and a chocolate malt for you and a nice big bowl of fresh made this morning corn chowder.
I may feel like I'm right back in the 50s, huh?
That's right. You will after you have this.
And this should give me enough energy for a tour of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But let's check the check here at Annabelle's in Mentor. How about that? Only $10.95. So that leaves me enough of the green stuff to pay for the price of admission at the Hall of Fame. I think they said this in the 50s, didn't they? Cool, man.
And in the warm weather every Saturday night at Annabelle's Diner, a great parade of old 50s and 60s hot rods and street rods, great old custom cars. Coming up next, we're going to be joined by Norman Knight again in a very special
And we're joined again this morning by DJ and rock historian Norm N. Knight, and he's got a very special guest with him today.
You wouldn't mind me calling this guy legendary, would you?
He deserves it. He deserves it.
We listened to him down at OU when we were in college. Cousin Brucey, Bruce Morrow from X of WABC New York.
Because you did that very well. Matter of fact, it gets me a little scared when somebody gets that
That
close.
opening back in the 60s was so great. A bunch of voices overlapping, and it ends in pandemonium.
I still use that. Matter of fact, tonight we're going to be broadcasting from the new studio here at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and that theme still goes on. Cousin Brucey, Cousin Brucey.
That was wonderful.
The fourth voice belongs to my father.
Is that right?
Who we lost several years ago, so I hear that every single time I'm on the air.
That's great.
And he'll always be there.
Now, I have to admit, I wasn't around when you and Norm were in college, but tell me, how did Cousin Brucey come about?
Can I just tell you one thing?
Sure.
I'm in love with you. Boy, I'll tell you, women, beautiful. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I'm usually not at a loss for words, but...
Where did Cousin Bruce come about?
I was sitting in the studio. In those days, I was on WINS radio, New York City, and a little lady came into the studio, and the guard brought her in, and she said, may I sit with you for a moment? And I looked at this little lady, and I said, she's not one of my listeners. I'm a kid from Brooklyn, so a Brooklyn kid knows when someone's going to hit him for some dough, you know? Hey, you know, I'm a tough kid from the street. And she said, I said, yes, ma'am. I played my records in that day. We didn't have dad or anything like that. And while the record was on, I said, yes, ma'am. She said, sir, do you believe we're all related? She looked me right in the eye. And I said, yeah, I really do. She looked me straight in the eye. And she said, well, I'm broke. Cousin, we're related. Lend me 50 cents to get home. Well, I knew it. Yeah. I gave her the 50 cents. She left. And the problem is, she called me cuz that night in the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, which is one of the biggest tunnels in the world. I'm a Brooklyn kid. Cousin hit me, and the bell went on, so I had my shtick. You know, you all need a shtick in, you know, this business. And from that day, I was Cousin Brucey.
I remember you're saying...
My kids call me Cousin Daddy.
Cousin Daddy. I can remember you're saying something like you can turn off a disc jockey, but you can't turn off your relative or something like that. How did you say it?
You can pick no, I said, you can pick your friends, but you can never pick your relatives, right? Yeah. I'm your cousin. You're stuck with me for life.
All right, it's been a long time.
It has been a heck of a ride.
50 cents. She never paid me back.
Never.
She owes me 50 cents.
How do you feel about this, what's behind our shoulders here, Bruce?
Well, you know, I look at it, I'm looking at an artistic expression of a great artist, but inside the building is my emotion. My babies are in there. Right. So rock and roll is not dealing with just music. Rock and roll is a lifestyle. We left music really at about the 60s, and it became part of our lives, part of our bodies. Rock and roll is soul, it's flesh, it's a poetry of the street. So in that building is this great emotion. And I'm just so thrilled to be part of this here, and it makes me so happy. And my colleague here, I'm a little angry at, because if it wasn't for this guy with his mouth, I would have had it in my city, New York.
In New York.
I will say one thing about Brucey, though, which is kind of nice, and he got a kick out of this. In the radio section where they have your picture, those pictures in there, so you punch up in the 50s, there's Cousin Brucey. You punch up in the 60s, there's Cousin Brucey. 70s, Cousin Brucey. 80s, Cousin Brucey. 90s.
I'm getting
all the way his picture can pop it up, and they have his lines on the air in there, so it's nice. He's got part of him in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
It's exciting being, you know, involved in this thing, but more important than just being, you know, with your picture up and everything, is that our expression of art has finally been recognized as a lifestyle. And I must keep on emphasizing, it's not the music. In that building represents the people. Music, rock and roll music is a music of the people. It's part of our bodies. It's part of our heart and soul. That's what's in that building. So it's really the people that are very involved, not just the costumes and everything.
So did it live up to your expectations then? Is it everything you thought it would be when you walked through there?
Well, see, you're talking to a New York kid. Now, you know, I am so humbled here. First of all, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to make this. I'm going to make a pledge right now in front of Norman and you and everybody watching this show. I will never, ever, and I'm on record now, put Cleveland down as long as I live again. This is the most energetic, positive place I've ever been in. Your baseball team, I was at them. Norman took me to the baseball game.
Great.
Wow. That was great. Air shows, museums, and this magnificent.
And nice folks besides.
Yeah. Oh, no, that was the biggest thing. Two things. The people here are the nicest people I've ever met. Everybody welcomes you. People I don't know. People are coming to me on the street doing these shows. And the most important thing is now I feel I'm having, this might sound corny, but I'm a corny guy. I'm having a religious experience in Cleveland. I feel religion. I feel so good. I feel positive for the first time in many years. That's from a New Yorker.
Wow, that's great. Yeah. So no hard feelings that it's here instead of New York,
well, hard feelings, yes. But admiration, yes.
Let's talk about the induction ceremonies for a minute. Why are I'm hearing now that they're not going to be here in Cleveland. Is that true? And what do you where do you think they should be?
You know, well, obviously they should be in Cleveland. Matter of fact, Norman and I were just doing some radio shows a few moments ago, making the rounds to our colleagues, and I said immediately that there's no doubt that the Hall of Fame should have the inductions this year, not next year, in Cleveland. Somewhere in that courtyard. And I feel if they bring it to New York or Los Angeles, that is not fair. It should be. Huh? Oh, it's out of place.
How
this
could
is
they
where
do
it's
the baseball or the football? If you have in Canton, Ohio, where they have the Pro Football of it, how could you do an induction in St. Louis?
Exactly.
You know, so that doesn't make sense. And when they talk about costs, they say, well, it's cheaper in New York. Baloney.
Oh, that's
it's cheaper
nuts.
here.
That's
you know.
If this is the Hall of Fame, this is where it belongs.
Exactly.
We did a show yesterday. We're on the Voice of America. Very interesting. We talked to people right from here, right from the backyard here in Malaysia, Tehran, Iran, Sweden. I mean, go around the world, who are focused now on Cleveland. And they had one question. Are you going to bring some of these things so we can see that we're watching on television and hearing on radio for us to see the world? And I think the great thing would be for these people here to
originate
a traveling show, but it belongs here. And certainly the induction ceremony should not be any place but Cleveland, and I'm adamant about that. Now I'll have a new crusade.
And we hear that from a New Yorker.
Good. Oh. Great to have Cousin Brucey from New York in our corner on that. I'll tell you, that's wonderful. We are winding down here in our 90-minute live expanded early morning edition of Channel 3 News Saturday morning. Norm, any final thoughts? This is our last chance to talk. I guess we're going to be back at, I'm not sure. I forget if we're back at
I'm sure that we'll have a chance to see more of you because Jeff and I have been friends for many, many years, and I'm very, very happy for your success. And you have a wonderful partner to work with here. And when I come into town, I see you both. But the thing is that I'm very happy for Cleveland, and I think that because of the Hall of Fame, I have a chance to venture back here more often, bring Brucey or whatever, and doing other broadcasts or what have you. But this is a time right now of reflection and a time of happiness, and I'm very, very proud of being a Clevelander.
Let's make Bruce an honorary Clevelander. What do you think?
We'll do that.
2 weeks ago, I said, what are you, crazy? You know something? I'm very proud to be here, and I'm really honored, and I thank you very much. I'm looking at those people. I keep looking over my shoulder. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, it sure is. Cousin Bruce Morrow from WCBS New York, Norman Knight from WCBS New York and Cleveland. And don't go away.
There's still much more live coverage. Continue. This weekend, the eyes of the world are on Cleveland as we open the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Museum. But long before the media rolled into town, all eyes were on Cleveland and the North Coast, and it's all being done through the internet. Want to know about Elvis Presley? Just click your mouse and read all about him, or listen to the King sing.
I say, meet me in a hurry behind the bar. Don't you be afraid that I'll do you.
You also get to tour Rock Hall exhibits. Visitors can even tap in to learn more about our great city.
And the two things we wanted to clearly show, the Rock Hall and Cleveland as a destination site.
The idea for the webpage started with the Cleveland Plain Dealer. They provide the information. The right look comes from Vantage One, a Cleveland graphic design company that has its foot well into the 21st century.
We realized that early on that we could make a mark within this industry if we apply many of the conventional graphic design skills that we've had with conventional work into the internet.
Rock music may be as comfortable as a pair of blue suede shoes, but for lots of people, computers are anything but. Don't worry, though. Tim thinks eventually they'll be a manageable part of everyday life.
You really don't have to know the workings of internal combustion to drive a car. Same thing for this. You don't need to know bits and bytes and how much a megabyte is. All you really need to do, and what we're trying to do with rockhall.com, is make it click and go.
If you want to dial up the Rock Hall's website on your home computer, here's its internet address. Computer users, you'll understand what this all means. The web page will be around for a long time to come and will be constantly updated.
Okay, one more check-in with Eileen McShay at Key Plaza, right in front of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Eileen.
Hi, I have some very good news. You'll notice the crowd behind me thinning out a little bit, and that's because another group has gone in. The member groups have gone in. Now, here's the good news. Remember how no more tickets were available? Well, guess what? They saw how many people were out here without tickets who really wanted to go in there. They expanded the hours. It was going to close at 9. Now it's open until 11, not only tonight, but tomorrow night and Monday night. And here's the best part of the news. Now, they're going to let the last people in at 11. You actually buy ticket times. But once you're in the door at 11, they're not going to close it until you have a chance to look around. They said within reason. You can't hang out there until 3 in the morning. But once you get in at 11, say tonight, tomorrow night, or Monday night, they're going to let you stay in there and kind of relax and enjoy yourself. Heck, I think that's the best ticket to have. 11 o'clock tonight, tomorrow night, and Monday night will now be the closing hours. That's great news because so many people wanted tickets. And boy, it's just fascinating being down here. Even if you don't have a ticket, just the ambiance is a lot of fun. Of course, you get to enjoy the great music. You get to look at the outside of the building, which is just as pretty, if not prettier, than a lot of what's inside. Enjoy a gorgeous stay. And I should mention the music that we've been hearing in the background comes from a very peculiar source. We came down here and we were thinking, where are the speakers? And we're looking, and you notice the beautiful garden behind me. Take a closer look at those rocks. I don't know if you can get a good look at them. The camera's trying to get them. They're actually speakers. And the best part about that is that that music's going to be on all the time. So anytime you come down here to the Rock Hall, even if you go in or don't go in, you're still going to get to hear some of that great rock music because that's just a new part of the Rock Hall. And of course, now that we know, more tickets available. So Jeff and Kate, when they made that announcement, you should have heard the crowd cheering. That was good news. A lot of people came down without tickets.
Oh, that is great news. You know,
Yes.
Dennis Berry told me a couple days ago he was going to try to do that this weekend to extend the hours later into the night so as many people as possible could get in. Great. Expanded hours late into the night, tonight and Sunday night and
That is a good idea because, of course, we need the support. And those rocks are amazing, aren't they? I want to go down and take a look at those.
A rock garden that really rocks. Eileen, thanks for everything down there today. You're going to be going over to the air show. And,
Busy day.
Reporting at noon from just over there at Lakefront Airport, right?
And I should mention, we have Channel 3 visors, 15,000 of them at the air show, giving out for free. So come down and get them. We also have some Ask Me About Cleveland pamphlets for anything you ever wanted to know about the Rock Hall or Cleveland to help you get around.
Okay, come see Eileen at the air show. We'll be down here around the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame again at noon with an hour edition. Have you had a good time?
I've had a great time.
I've had just a wonderful day. Hope you have too. That does it for this special expanded edition of Channel 3 News Saturday morning. Thanks for joining us and get down here to enjoy your new Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Bye.
The following is a special presentation of Channel 3 News.
Well, what has seemed like forever in the making is finally a reality. Cleveland is officially the rock and roll capital of the world.
This weekend, people from across the globe will be looking at this scene, the newest addition to the Cleveland skyline. Tonight from Cleveland's beautiful lakefront, the home of rock and roll, we celebrate possibly the biggest event to ever happen in our city.
And make no mistake about it, with the grand, and I do mean grand opening of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame yesterday afternoon, rock and roll is definitely here to stay in the Cleveland area. Hello, everybody. I'm Judd Hambry.
And I'm Dawn Stensland, and boy, are we excited to be here with you, and also really excited to be part of the hugest, the biggest rock and roll bash ever. John Bon Jovi just left the stage. Bruce Springsteen and Chuck Berry were just on. What a great night it already is.
Oh, and we have a very, very exciting hour ahead for you. We'll be taking you inside the Rock Hall, of course, and then we'll be going over where Mr. Bon Jovi and all of the other rock and roll groups are at the stadium with that big concert going on there. And we'll be taking you down into Cleveland's newest entertainment area downtown, which is, of course, the Flats.
And we're also going to take a look back at some of Cleveland's great rock and roll history, plus a whole lot more, so you're going to want to stay right there. But first, we're going to check in with some of Channel 3's rock and roll crew all over the city.
We are spread out throughout the downtown area. First, let's go down, and we're headed that way right now to the front door of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame itself, and Jeff Maynor is standing by. What a night, Jeff.
I tell you, there's a party going on here. Hey, Cleveland, here it is, your Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the world. Boy, that sounds great. And we got a butterfly lady dancing behind me and Elvis in the party mood back there. Great big dancing. Come here, folks. Come over here and say hi. Where are you from?
Parma.
And you're down here. You've got your tickets.
Tickets are late this afternoon.
And you're going to go in and win.
At 8 o'clock. Any minute now.
Have a great time.
Well, thank you.
The Museum and Hall of Fame is going to be open until 11 o'clock tonight. They extended the hours, and that'll be the case tomorrow night, too. And later on, we'll tell you what's going to be the best day this weekend to come down here and see the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Party going on here. Hundreds of people on the plaza in front of the Rock Hall. And there's probably some Saturday night partying going on in the Flats. Amy Haston is down there for Channel 3. And let's check in with Amy and find out how the Flats is tonight.
Good evening, Jeff, and good evening, everyone. Of course, the place to be tonight is at the Rock Hall of Fame concert. But if you can't get or you can't afford the hottest ticket in town, this is the second most happening place to be, right here along Cleveland's Cuyahoga River in a place we lovingly call the Flats. And I am happy to say that the Flats are rocking with people tonight and rolling with energy. You can see across on the east side of the Flats at Panini's, there have been people there since 5 o'clock this evening. The place has been packed. And in the next hour or so, I'll be coming back to you, giving you updates from down here, letting you know what's going on. Also, we're going to take you to some of the highlights across this weekend, everything from the Rockstar Gala to some more cultural events as well. But right now, we're going to head down to the stadium where Paul Orlowski has, I'm told, a very good seat. And we're going to see what Paul Orlowski's up to.
Boy, Amy, it's very easy to get nostalgic when you stand out here outside the stadium. When you think of the big shows that have been here over the years, Pink Floyd, the Born in the USA tour back in '85 with Bruce Springsteen, the Jackson's Victory tour. That place has housed a lot of rock and roll, and they are rocking over there right now. A huge cheer went up. Let's get you right inside. A huge cheer went up when the doors opened up, and they started to let people in just about 7:30 or so. 6:30 or so, rather. A lot of energy. About an hour before concert time, these pictures were taken. You can see, look at all the technical stuff they've got packed in there. There was one possible problem, though. That big tower was blocking views, and they fixed this guy.
This is great. This is great.
That guy had a seat way back behind those light towers. Couldn't see a thing way back. And if you think of the stadium, back behind home plate in the top row, because his view was blocked, they took him all the way down front, absolutely in the front row. Got to be the happiest guy there. I said, sir, no offense, you look like you've been rock and rolling for a few years. He said, yeah, Paul, but not like tonight. So in any case, police tell us the crowd's very well behaved, everybody having a good time, no problems. For now, back to you guys. I talked about nostalgia at the top of this. My first concert, Gary Lewis and the Playboys, but I'm not going to tell you what year.
We know it was a long, long time ago. Thanks, Paul. And we're going to be checking back with you, of course, just a little bit later. And we want to see some of that concert going on down there at the stadium right now. And we understand that Melissa Etheridge is on stage right now, and she's just one of 30-plus that are going to be doing rockin' and rollin' throughout to the wee hours of the morning, really.
Oh, yeah, we're going to show it to you. What a weekend we are in the midst of right here in Cleveland, and we are in the heart of it all. We're so lucky right now. It all got underway yesterday with a rock and roll parade through the streets of downtown Cleveland. Look at this, Judd. It was a parade like the city of Cleveland has never seen before.
And that huge crowd that turned out was thrilled to see such a unique variety of rock and roll costumes, cars, and characters.
Swing it around. The eyes of the world are definitely on Cleveland this weekend. They are calling the corner of East 9th Street and the Shoreway, where we are right now, Media Row.
And you know, Dawn, reporters and camera people are here from as far away as Europe and Japan and throughout the rest of the world. I understand that some 1,500 reporters from newspapers throughout just coming down to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and to get a glimpse of the dozens of rock stars that are here for this huge concert that is going on right now.
I am excited now, yeah, I'm really excited being here. I just saw Nils Lofgren in the hotel and little Steven and everyone's coming in. It's that exciting.
Just meeting all the guys that you get to meet here, that's where influences. All the history here is what we're about, you know.
And as we told you at the top of the show, we will be taking you back to some of the memorable moments in Cleveland rock and roll history and concerts that took place here over the last 20, 30 years or so.
A lot of memories for you, I bet.
Oh, it's like memory lane as far as I'm concerned. I think it's terrific.
It is. Now as we take a break, let's go back to 1981. Here's a memory, show you some highlights of the Rolling Stones in concert at the Richfield Coliseum, and then stay tuned for more of the heart of rock and roll.
Heart of Rock and Roll is sponsored by the more than 140 Northeast Ohio Revco drugstores. Revco, a friend for life. By Circuit City, what's right for you at the right price. By Lentine's Music, Ohio's discount music superstores. And by your Northeast Ohio Ford dealers. We're winning Ohio over.
On what is really a once-in-a-lifetime weekend here in our city.
Oh, it really is. And of course, one of the biggest events of this weekend that is of interest to music fans throughout the world is taking place right now. I don't know if you can hear the sounds. As far as we're concerned here on the stage, we can hear the sounds.
We can feel them.
It's about 200 yards, 300 yards to the west of us here. It is that concert, probably one of the most eclectic concerts that has ever taken place on an American stage anywhere.
I'll say let's go to our Paul Orlowski, who's over there just outside the stadium like a cat sitting outside of a fishbowl, I guess. Paul, it really must have taken some time to put together this concert.
You know, it really did. I think maybe in the past few days we've kind of concentrated on the comings and goings of the stars, but you really have to think that thousands of miles maybe of cable, certainly thousands of feet, miles of cable, thousands of watts of amplification, as well as a monster stage, all had to be put together to transform the stadium into what it's become tonight, a huge concert arena. So we're going to give you now just a little bit of the music that was made by all those technicians along with the people who are performing tonight to transform that into what it is.
Everyone said it wouldn't last. Rock and roll won't last a minute. The mothers and fathers didn't really like Elvis. I mean, he had the hardest fights, standing on his own and saying, hey, this is rock and roll and it's here to stay.
I feel like I'm going to be waiting tables, you know. I can't believe that I'm actually in the show.
There you're looking at the backside of the stage of the stadium right now, and it's interesting. We're hearing some bits of music, but what we hear mostly are people cheering. They're having the time of their lives over there, Judd and Don. We'll check in later. We're going to be having some footage from inside in just a little bit. Jeff?
Thanks, Paul. You know, I was thinking about my first rock concert. It wasn't really rock. I was in 6th grade. It was Pat Boone, and I've been making up for it ever since. We're here at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and hey, we've been looking all around this territory. It's about time to take a look inside. Of course, many of those on stage over at the stadium are enshrined inside Cleveland's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. This is a museum really unlike any other in the world. Much more exciting. Let's take a look inside. Wow, much more to come. We're going to show you more later on. Stay with us tonight. Right now, Amy Haston is down in the flats in the Saturday night rock and roll weekend party atmosphere, and let's check in with Amy Haston live.
Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, that's right. The big event is, of course, happening at the stadium, but there is certainly a party atmosphere going down on right now here in the Cleveland Flats. Lots of people out in their boats having a great time on the east side, on the west side, and the rock stars, of course, are working hard right now, entertaining the huge crowd. But last night, it was their turn to party. Boy, oh boy, I understand all of Ohio's limousines are in Cleveland this weekend, about 400 of them. Have you ever seen so many stars in one place, Dawn and Judd?
Oh, I haven't, Amy. You know, don't feel left out, though, that we didn't get to go to last night's gala, Amy, because right after the show, we're going to run over and catch the concert, and that is the big event. I can't wait to go.
And it is going until the wee hours of the morning, yes. So even at going at 9 o'clock or 9:30, you'll still have plenty of time to see a lot of stars doing their stuff.
I hope Bruce comes back, though. He was on first, so I hope he comes back later.
Oh, I'm sure. By popular demand, he probably will be. Well, since the Rock Hall's first induction ceremony, that was back in 1986, 124 artists, producers, and major contributors have been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, all immortalized on the 6th floor of this rather striking building right behind me. Here's our salute to 9 of those inductees, the class of rock.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Doors. Ladies and gentlemen. Keep on burning, rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. I said rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles.
And Paul is right. Those are nostalgic memories that speak to years and years of listening to that music, and that was a great production right there.
I'll say we're going to continue to rock and roll when we come back.
And welcome back to the heart of rock and roll and Elvis sightings galore. They call themselves the E-Team, and they really are quite a sight.
Oh, they are. And Jed, I can't help myself. Ladies and gentlemen, the Elvises have left the airplane.
Well, this is without a doubt the busiest Labor Day weekend in Cleveland history. Events, activities, music, and parties have been going on all over town all weekend long.
Let's take a look. Let's go downtown.
Now let's go back over to Jeff Maynor, who is standing by live in front of the Rock Hall. And Jeff, people have come downtown tonight, no question about that.
Boy, they sure have, and there's so much going on around this event. Let's not forget what we're here for, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I've had the good fortune to take a couple of tours this week, and we're going to be talking to some people as they come out tonight, but we want you to see it. So again, let's go back inside.
Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends.
I've seen in Cleveland ever. You folks are here from Dallas just for the opening of the Rock Hall. What do you like?
I love Janis Joplin's psychedelic car and all the stage fashion.
And you?
I love the 80s music and the 50s music, especially the King.
Okay, glad you came. Welcome to Cleveland. We'll be talking to more folks here at the Rock Hall. We were talking to some folks from London earlier this evening. Now, back to you.
Thanks, Jeff, and stay with us. We've got more of the heart of rock and roll.
A rock concert with Elton John. Here's a memory.
Rock and roll. We are live downtown, high atop a scaffold at the corner of East 9th and North Marginal, directly across the street from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
And if you listen real close, you can hear Chrissy Hine behind us from the lead of the Pretenders playing What a Great Night Here. It's just a fantastic weekend here for Cleveland, celebrating, of course, the opening of the Rock Hall and our city's connection to the roots of rock and roll.
That's right. Our connection to the music continues today. In fact, the rock and roll scene has never been more alive than it is in Cleveland right now.
Obie Shelton shows us why.
Bands are breaking out of Cleveland, yeah, not tons and tons and tons, but I think, you know, if there was a national average to be calculated, I think that Cleveland is right there on top with them, you know.
We have many bands in this town that are at somewhat of a level of a national yet international success story.
We are voracious in our appetite for rock and roll. I mean, we support the shows, they sell out, we buy the albums.
A very strong local music scene has helped Cleveland earn the title of rock and roll capital.
The clubs and the fans here have long been known for their support of local bands and their original music. For the bands, getting national exposure and the attention of recording companies has always been the tough part. Lately, however, that seems to be changing.
It's almost like Cleveland is the next Seattle, you know, and it's thanks to bands like Nine Inch Nails and Dink, and the rest of the industry in town is saying, you know, gosh, I haven't seen these kind of times since the days of the Raspberries.
One band breaking out of Cleveland and onto the charts is Filter. After a national tour and a very hot album, they're making sure the Cleveland sound gets heard.
Cleveland was really quick to jump on him in a shot, and MMS and The End started playing it. We weren't even done with the record yet.
For me, passing in a demo tape to a record company and then record company saying, we want to sign you, was like, I mean, when I wrote Him in a Shot, it was like, I like it, my friends like it, whatever.
Sons of Elvis are another Cleveland band getting plenty of national attention. For them, success has been fun, but not without its drawbacks.
The record did well. I mean, especially the first single, Formaldehyde, did well all over the country. And Cleveland, you know, obviously was one of the first cities to really shove it down people's throats or whatever.
They played it constantly. It's kind of funny after a while.
We were on tour for a while, and we came back, and all our friends, you know, when we talked to them here, we're just like, God, I'm so sick of that song. I wish they'd stop playing it.
We have something to do with it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, Tim, how come they're playing it? Like, sorry, you know?
And there you see a half moon shining over Cleveland, but you know the brightest stars are not in the sky tonight in Cleveland. They're just below that moonbeam performing at the stadium. You know, it's going to be fun to see if having the Rock Hall is going to really ignite the music scene here even more.
I think it will be a very exciting story to watch unfold on the Cleveland music scene for years and years to come. But right now, I wonder what's going on down in the flats where Amy Haston is standing by, and she's watching over the flats like we're kind of watching over the stadium.
Yeah, Amy, having fun down there?
I'm having a great time. And you know, this is not your typical Saturday night in the flats. It is crowded. It is not rowdy, however. It is upbeat, but it is very relaxing. There are a lot of people here who are possibly going to the concert a little later, avoiding the rush. There are people watching other people, and there are people who just want to be a part of it all without being directly in the middle of it, if you know what I mean. Like Tim and Mary here, who have come down here on their boat. Why did you come down here, just to be a part of it all? Or?
Well, we came down to be a part of it all, and plus the air show was going on, and it was just a great weekend for us to enjoy.
Will you be going to the concert later?
No, we won't.
Are you avoiding the crowd, or you just didn't get tickets? Is it too expensive? Or?
I didn't get tickets, and that was it.
Right. Okay. Well, there are a lot of people like you I see down here on their boats, and there are a lot of people who don't want anything to do with the concert, although this is an exciting weekend for Cleveland. And if you would like to come down here and do things other than the Rock Hall concert or the Hall of Museum, we also at the Powerhouse have an interesting art exhibit on display, and you're going to see some work from some of the artists like Ron Wood, David Bowie, Bob Dylan, also Ringo Starr, Jerry Garcia, Joan Baez, John Lennon, and works of art from just legends in the music industry. And it is an incredible display again at the Powerhouse, going on all weekend long, and they are pricey. Bring your wallets, bring your checkbooks, and bring your plastic. And it is a fun night down here in the flats. As I said, though, it is not too rowdy. It is a nice crowd, and I'm enjoying myself. Now back to you, Dawn and Judd.
No, back over here, Amy, to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Jeff Maynor, and looking around at the Cleveland skyline, the Goodyear blimp, the city just looks fantastic tonight. I promised you I'd tell you the best time this weekend to come down. They have extended the hours tonight and tomorrow till 11 o'clock, but Monday, Labor Day, even during the day, is your best shot to come down, get a time ticket, and get inside to see the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And again, we're going to do that right now. That is Channel 3's three-part look inside the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but don't take our word for it. Come down and see it for yourself like these people did. They are Clevelanders. What do you think?
Fantastic. I thought it was great.
What did you like?
Sixth floor, the actual Hall of Fame.
Oh, yes, up on the top. Yourself?
I liked the first floor, the bottom floor where they had all the costumes.
Costumes, yes. How about you folks from out Willoughby Hills Way? Did you like it?
Liked everything about it. Every floor there.
How about you, ma'am?
I think it was fantastic. I liked the first floor.
And you, sir?
As a charter member and as a native Clevelander, it really makes you feel proud.
Good.
To see such a beautiful edifice on national TV.
Okay, great. Thanks for talking with us tonight. And back to you, Dawn and Judd.
And Charlie's right. It really does make you feel so proud of Cleveland tonight. Before we go to a break, here's another look back at a great moment in Cleveland rock concert history.
The legendary Bob Dylan has performed in Cleveland.
You play the guitar on the MTV. That ain't working. That's the way you do it. Money for nothing and you check.
Welcome back, everybody. It's there on that list. Could you imagine Joe Cocker coming in to fix your leaky faucet?
No, I'd say, honey, forget about the faucet. Take your hat off and sing to me, right? Well, you know, the concert over at the stadium is already in its second hour over at the stadium.
Oh, let's check back with Paul Orlowski right now, just outside the show. Paul, what's going on?
Well, I'll tell you, Dawn mentioned Chrissy Hine coming to stage before. She didn't really need to win them over, but if she did, when she got on stage and said, how about that tribe, it drove these people crazy. They went nuts. You couldn't hear a thing. And we're, probably 300-400 yards to the south of the stadium. She really won them over. The energy level is really what being in the Hall of Fame, at least I've noticed, and being in there as the concert got going is what we noticed. High energy level, but not just among the fans, the performers. They're all excited to be here as well, at least those we caught up with. Al Green, Robbie Robertson, Lou Reed, and Johnny Cash. What a cross-section, huh? Al Green was so excited, he couldn't even talk about it. He had to sing about the Hall of Fame.
You know, we came up, all of us, during the era of I've got sunshine on a cloudy day when it's cold outside. You know, and today I saw somebody who looked just like you. Who you clapping?
I think the most important thing here is paying homage to other artists. Everybody passing the baton.
I mean, it's a good sound system there, great musicians, really nice people. What an amazing collection of different musicians. I mean, it's genuinely thrilling.
For people who are interested in this particular part of American culture, which is a major part, this is a great thing.
That Johnny Cash, The Boy Named Sue, at least that was popular when I started on the radio way back, and again, I'm not going to say the year. We are to talk some about the cross-section. What if I told you that right here on our stage, we could bring you Melissa Etheridge, John Cougar, Martha Reeves, Bon Jovi, and Eric Burdon? Well, I can't do that, but well, we can do that by getting you the first look inside. Here's some tape from inside the show right now. Let's take you in there and hear what's going on at Cleveland Stadium.
What would you do if I sang out a tune? Instead of walk out on me.
Well, I hope all the folks are having as much fun tonight watching this show as I've been watching the show, and I hope they're learning as much too, Don, because you taught me something about 20 minutes ago in the program that I didn't know, and that, of course, was that the plural of Elvis is Elvi. I learned something tonight.
We're always here for your educational benefit, Paul. Thanks a lot. We can feel the excitement from all the way over here. Johnny Cash playing right now. Is that right, Paul?
Yeah, that's
Cash?
right. Yep, just came on.
Yes. Can't wait to get over there. Judd, as you well know, one of the greatest rock legends, of course, is the King. He died 18 years ago. I will never forget the day at his beloved home in Graceland, Memphis.
I had been here in Cleveland about 1 month when he died. It doesn't seem like he's been gone that long. His legacy and his music are still, of course, very much alive today, especially at the Legends in Concert stage in Myrtle Beach. Yes, I said Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Let's take a look at that.
Hi, I'm James Lowry, and I portray Elvis Presley, the one and only king of rock and roll, with Las Vegas' Legends in Concert in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I'm very honored, ladies and gentlemen, to be a part of this historical day, the opening of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland, Ohio played a big part in Elvis's career, his early career. He toured there quite often in Cleveland and throughout the state of Ohio. And I feel that Elvis would be very honored to know that his name and his memory will live on forever. And he will be enshrined, ladies and gentlemen, on September 2nd, along with so many great other artists in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now that is a pretty good impersonator, and our thanks to the staff and management of Legends in Concert and to Elvis impersonator James Lowry for helping us salute the king of rock and roll on tonight's show.
He even had the lip down, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, now I want you to sit back and enjoy another great moment from Cleveland rock concert history with future Hall of Famer, The Boss.
1, 2, 1.
The Heart of Rock and Roll is sponsored by the more than 140 Northeast Ohio Revco drugstores. Revco, a friend for life. By Circuit City, what's right for you at the right price. By Lentine's Music, Ohio's discount music superstores. And by your Northeast Ohio Ford dealers. We're winning Ohio over.
Can do around Cleveland this weekend.
I don't think anybody at all is going to be bored in Cleveland this weekend. The tickets, though, we should let you know this. The tickets to the Rock Hall of Fame itself have been sold out completely for the rest of the weekend. Should know that.
And before we wrap it up here, let's check back with our Jeff Maynor, who's just behind us at the Rock Hall. Jeff?
Well, Huey Lewis said it. The heart of rock and roll is in Cleveland, has been since 1951 in Alan Freed, and that's the proof right behind me that it's going to be here for a long time to come. What'd you think of inside?
We loved it. It was great.
We made a 5-hour trip here today to come to. It was well worth the trip. It was great.
Folks?
It was great. Great for Cleveland.
It was fantastic. Another great thing for Cleveland to be proud of.
We're still rocking.
People down here on the plaza in front of the Rock Hall enjoying the evening, and people down in the flats with Amy Hastings.
And Jeff, this is not your typical night down here in the flats. Usually people are very rowdy. They're on their best behavior tonight. I want to say that security is tight. Tenable Protective Services doing their best to keep people in line. And usually there's a lot of partying going on. Restaurant owners have been planning for this day and this weekend for the last year. In fact, one went as far as to order several cases of this special Red Zeppelin Bonjour red wine. Get it? Red Zeppelin. And I think that's an interesting idea. We're going to go down to Paul Orlowski, who's at the stadium for one last check at things at the stadium. How you doing, Paul?
Okay, Amy, I got to admit I've been cheating. I've got an audio link over there. Jackson Browne now doing the Tracks of My Tears, a Smokey Robinson tune. So that's kind of the way it's been going back there. I also didn't get any security here. I'm here alone. But that's okay, because we're enjoying it, Brian Johnson, cameraman, and I. The high energy's got to be the story from down here. Not only that of those people in there, that of the performers as well. And I really like the story, Judd and Dawn, of that guy who had the worst seat in the house, and they brought him all the way up front. That's kind of rock and roll, isn't it?
Okay. Thank you, Paul. This program has been so much fun. I really hate to see it come to an end.
Well, I do too, except that I've got a hot ticket to a great concert, so I'm going to head over there right now. You know, Judd, really, if you look downtown and you look at all the people here, what Cleveland is showing is our class. This city is a classy city. It has shown its enthusiasm for rock and roll, and now we've got it all. We are so proud tonight.
And what you are looking at right there, all the music that you've enjoyed on this program, you can see every day that it's open right there at the Rock Hall of Fame. Come on down and experience it. It is a wonderful thing to see. And that's going to wrap things up from right here in front of